Hello. Okay, my last vlog was me venting about what I don't like about China. So in fairness, I must now do a vlog about what I like about China. Which will be easy because there's a lot that I like. The first one is easy. The food here is delicious. There are all sorts of kinds of noodles and meats and seasonings and vegetables and dumplings and just deliciousness that my taste buds have never experienced before. Even though often I have no idea what it is that I'm eating, it's almost universally delicious. Except they don't use cheese in anything. I kind of miss cheese. Number two, the Chinese have an incredible culture and an incredible history. Okay, I want you to think of United States history. Everything that has ever happened in the history of the United States. George Washington, slavery, the Civil Rights Movement, putting man on the moon, Barack Obama, everything. Now multiply that by 21. That's how long Chinese history is. And out of such an incredible history, you truly get an incredible country. Number three is a pretty American thing for me to say, but this exchange rate, I could get used to it. The exchange rate is approximately 7 kwai to 1 US dollar, and yet the Chinese generally treat 1 kwai the same way that we would treat $1. Now that kind of depends on what you're buying, because clothes, factoring in the conversion, are actually just about as expensive here as they are in the US, where food is actually a little bit cheaper than the 7 to 1 conversion. I've gone out to many a nice meal, and very rarely do I pay any more than 15 kwai. Now the exchange rate leads into the next thing that I like about China, which is how they do business in the markets. Yes, we do have markets in the United States, but the markets in the US are nothing like the markets here. Bargaining is everything. And yeah, I mean, you can bargain in the United States, but here, bargaining is not just a part of capitalism, it is a sport. And not only is it a sport, it is a full contact sport. You'll want to buy something and the vendor will start the price at like 80 kwai and you'll say, taguela, taguela, too much, and you say, arsha, 20. And then an epic battle of wits ensues. And they'll scoff, they'll go, oh, that's too little, I make no money. And apparently Chinese vendors are Italian. And you're just like, fine, whatever, and you start walking away. And then they turn around and grab you desperately and say, wait, final price, 30 kwai. And that's when you know you've got them. You stand firm and you say, arsha, 20. And they cringe and they wriggle in their boots a little bit, but finally they cave in and you get that Mao Zedong clock you wanted for 20 kwai. We should really do more of that in the States because it's great. I mean, in the sense of bargaining, China really is more capitalist than the United States. The final thing that I like about China is that truly everyone is nice. And I know that could be said about most countries, but I mean, I really truly mean it. I think it's a cultural thing. I think there's something about living under an authoritarian government, but an authoritarian government that gives you relative freedom that makes you just a nice person. Now, I'm not arguing for an authoritarian government, I'm just saying. The one example that I experience on almost a daily basis is that to get food, generally I have to borrow a student card from one of the Chinese students and I'll just pay them cash, you know? And almost always what I want is like 4 kwai and I wind up having a 5 kwai bill, and so I just give that to them and say, no, it's okay, it's okay. But they absolutely positively insist every single time that they dig through their wallet to find the 1 kwai bill and give it to me. Being honest and forthright here is really, really culturally important. Another example is, you know, in New York City, in a crowded area, I might pay attention to where my wallet is to be sure that I don't get pickpocketed. But here, except for in the really, really touristy areas, that just doesn't happen. So there you go, that's what I like about China. And boy, am I glad I did not try to fit my likes and dislikes into one video, because that would have been like 10, 12 minutes long. But until next time, I'm Dan Brown, and I'm out.